Hello guys, my name is Saibal Gupta and you're watching your favorite channel, that is the Bangalorean Bomb. So yes, just few days back, 5th of June was the Environment Day. But I thought to make a dedicated blog for an EV vehicle, and that is the Tata Nexon EV Prime, and that is also 2023 version. However, the car was launched around 2019 maybe, okay, but exactly how it is right now, and obviously the infrastructure, whatever it was that time, being changed in during these years. So now I'm going to tell you that how practical to take an EV car in this today's days, and how good it is, that Tata Nexon EV Prime, and is it a really deal breaker for you in 2023 or not. I'm going to discuss all of this in this particular video. So let's start the video with a cinematic shot of it, and then directly I will contact with you in the car. So let's watch this video. And if you like this video, please subscribe my channel, that is the Bangalorean Bomb, and hit the bell icon so that you will get the earliest notification. So please stay tuned.
I'm just going with the gut, never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet, hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up, you can have it all. Watch me rip it off, I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella love. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, I won't stop charging me, go and come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl. I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. It feels right.
Hello boys and girls, so today I'm driving Tata Nexon EV Prime. So this car is having total 5 variants. So Prime XM, which is the base variant, Prime XZ Plus, which is the top variant, Prime XZ Plus Dark Edition, which is recently launched, and also Prime XZ Plus Luxury Edition, that was also launched recently. So the version which I'm driving right now, that is the EV Prime XZ Plus. So starting off the price, this variant is costing around 15.99 lakh ex-showroom. So the price can be different in different cities because of the subsidies and all that, okay, because subsidies are different in different states. So I would recommend you that you need to visit to the nearest showroom to get the on-road price after deducting the subsidies. So now most of the videos we have seen, the presenters are talking about the range, charging stations, how practical to use it in daily to daily basis. Is it really good for long tours as well or not? Everything. So yeah, these videos are very good, very informative, but today I'm going to tell you that how good it is in terms of driving, which is the most common thing which you require in a daily to daily life, okay. Now in India, whenever if someone is taking cars, so they are keeping it for at least 5 to 6 years, and when this EV industry or electric vehicle industry is a completely new to Indian Indian market, and also Indian government has a long-term plan for EV industry. So now to start with the review, the first time when I enter to the car, I have seen the design of the car is very normal and very minimalistic, okay, and it is exactly like the normal Nexon. So the only different, and normal in the sense I'm talking about the petrol diesel variant, okay. So yeah, so what I was seeing the different in this particular car, and that is the gear lever. So you will get a proper gear lever in normal Nexon cars, but in EV you will get a gear console with a round shaped, okay, just like a joystick, okay, and where you will get around 4 riding modes. Okay, so yeah, so this is the only changes what I can see. And another changes that you will get a blue kind of blue finish around the middle console, and also you will get a blue finish in AC vents as well. So that is the only changes what I particular see in particular EV car. But apart from this, everything is same, just like a normal Nexon. So yes, if I'll talk about the design, so yes, as I was saying, the design is very minimalistic according to me. But yes, if you are comparing with its competitor like Mahindra XUV, then I think it is better than that. But if you are comparing with its another competitor, that is the MG Aster, then definitely MG Aster is way greater than this car. But obviously in terms of price also, MG Aster is way more than this. So yes, I would recommend Tata that at least for EV vehicle, they really need to work on especially the design, and especially the inside of the car design. So yes, that's the one thing which I need to tell you. Now to talk about the power, so this car generates around 127 bhp of maximum power and 245 newton meter of maximum torque. So obviously this is these power figures are just in pen and paper, and obviously after hearing this, maybe you think that this car can go up to 180 200 easily. But surprisingly, this car has the top speed of 120 and it is easy achievable. But yes, you can change it to 140, and you need to do some software changes, and that for that you need to visit to the showroom. So that's all. And you will get 30.2 kilowatt hour lithium iron polymer battery pack, and as per ARAI it can go up to 312 kilometer, but I have a doubt on that. Why? Because ARAI normally checking the mileage and checking the range inside the AC room, and that too in a roller. Okay, so obviously in a real world, if you are getting around 200 plus, like 210 220, then it is decent. Just like a petrol car or petrol diesel car, obviously it depends that whether you are driving this car with AC or you are carrying around 4 people or 3 people or 2, or you are driving this car single-handed or not. So depending on these conditions, obviously the range will be changed. Okay, so when I'm talking about the AC or air condition, so obviously I need to tell you the AC throw is great in this car, just like other Tata cars as well. But I need to tell you another thing here, that that I was driving this car along with 3 more people, and also the outer temperature is 40 degrees Celsius in Asansol. To be very honest with you, I don't feel that AC is lagging somewhere. It is completely brilliant according to me. So now to talk about the driving quality. So here I need to mention you here that this car is having total 4 modes. One is neutral, R as in reverse, D as in driving, and S as in sports. So driving mode, you will get a linear power delivery, and in sports mode you will get the extra power. So if you want to get a fun to drive for a feel, then I would recommend you to ride this car in a sports mode. But yes, you need to compromise the range factor somewhere. So yes, drive mode is also not that bad. Yeah, the power delivery is linear, but it is you can easily goes up to 120. Okay, and that is completely okay, and that's all I can say. Okay, but yes, if you really need to overtake someone or something, so that time sports mode is required, but still you can do it with the drive mode as well. Now coming to the steering feedback, the steering feedback is little bit heavy, and especially what happened that it is not because of the sports mode, it is clearly visible in also in drive mode as well. And normally what happened, Tata cars are having the the hectic steering feedback, And also what I can say that the steering is completely accurate. Okay, and to be very honest with you, I like this kind of steerings because what happened that it is very accurate and also it is drivers friendly steering. So if you are if you are looking for a drivers oriented car, then definitely you should really go with Nexon because you will get a proper steering feedback into this car. But yes, the only downside of this kind of steering is that if you are taking this car in a busy traffic, or if you are taking this car in a long journey, then maybe it will maybe you will feel tired after a long trip or long ride. So that's the one thing which is only the bad thing about having a heavy steering. Apart from that, if you are keen to drive, then definitely I should recommend you that you should definitely go with the hard steering. So that's the only one thing what I personally feel about this car. But you know what, I was a little bit surprised when I was in the speed of 90 to 100 kilometer and I was doing the lane change. Okay, so what happened that time, the car was completely unstable and bhai sahab pura hil gaya tha andar se. So I was just taking from lane 3 to lane 2, and that too my speed was around 90 to 100 kilometer per hour, and everyone I was just suddenly just हल्का सा just steering को move किया, and you know what, अंदर से सब कोई हिल गया. So I was little bit doubt on that about the stability. Okay, so I was asking that the same thing to the showroom guy as well, that why this thing is happening. So I will not get the proper answer from them, and because of lack of knowledge maybe. So if you are a Nexon owner and if you are watching this video, so please comment on the comment section that whether it is a normal in a Nexon car, because I was riding Harrier as well, I was riding Tata Punch too, but I was not getting that kind of feedback. Okay, and these two cars are very much stable and at any speed. Okay, and to be very honest, 90 to 100 is a decent speed in highway, and obviously if you do a lane change, then obviously I can expect that much stability from this car. Now if I'll talk about the braking, obviously this car is completely stable, surprisingly, while I was doing the hard brake, maybe because of the wider tire and the tire components. But another thing, if you take U-turn, let's say if you take a left turn or right turn, and that too in a 20 to 30 kilometer speed, it's completely okay and you will get the full confidence. Now to talk about the sitting comfort, just like the normal Nexon, you will get a proper adequate headroom, and also the legroom is also okayish, and you will get the proper under thigh support as well. And my height is 5'6", and I'm getting all these things in a I'm getting this all properly. But one thing which I am disappointed with the rear passengers, because as a rear passenger I personally feel that it is very claustrophobic because of the small window, and you will not get any kind of glass back as well. So as a result, what happens, so whenever you are opening the door, obviously you need to check in from back that whether any vehicle is coming or not. So you need to move your butt completely in front and check, and that too I cannot check it properly that whether any vehicle is coming or not. So that is the thing which I am very much surprised. Okay, so at least Tata should need to change the rear portion of this particular vehicle. And also I'm very much surprised that why Tata is not looking at it, and I don't know, somehow I personally feel that the design of this car, especially from the back, it is just like the same Tata Indica, okay, that oval shaped. I don't think so that it is good, at least for me, but again I'm saying the design is completely subjective. So now let's go back to home and I'll tell you that whether you should buy this car in 2023 or not. Hello guys, as you can see that I'm back at home, and I'm going to tell you that whether you should consider this car in 2023 or not, first. And second thing is that as EV industry is completely new to Indian market, so how it is performing now and what are the infrastructure, what you will get it in city or during the long journey or short journey. Also, I'm gonna share with you some mathematical calculation so that it will be much more easier for you before you go with any EV vehicle. So first of all, Indian government has a long plan for EV industry. It was proposed that by 2027 30% of vehicle will be converted into EV. So obviously you can understand that how EV industry gradually increasing in Indian market. But still, is it good for you now in 2023 or not? I'm going to definitely share with this video. And also I have already shared that what are the negative points about Nexon and what are the positive thing about Nexon while I was driving the car. So first of all, Tata Nexon EV is one-time investment. Why I'm telling so? That if you are comparing with Tata Nexon EV Prime and the top variant of Tata Nexon Petrol or diesel, the top variant will cost you around 12 lakh. The difference is 5 lakh. 5 lakh is not a small amount of money. So obviously you can tell me that why should I go with Nexon EV? Rather I can pay for fuel. That what are the things you need to change frequently if you are having a petrol car? So first thing, if you are having a petrol vehicle, so you need to change the oil first. Second thing, oil filter. Third thing is air filter, and so many things you need to change it. Okay, so but in this particular car you no need to change these things. So the only changes what you need to do, and that is the coolant, because this car is having the two coolant. One is while charging the car, that time the coolant is required, and another coolant is there while you are driving the car, that makes the motor cool while you are driving the car. You will have total 2 coolant chamber in this particular car. So now running cost. So as you all know that petrol and diesel cost are now 100 plus in most of the cities. Running cost of this particular car is 1.75 rupees per kilometer. So which is also in other ways you can say that you can save a lot of money. Okay, now coming back to the infrastructure. Yes, the car when it was launched last of the 2019 or 2020, so that time the infrastructure was not that great, but in 2023 the picture now is already been changed. So there are so many charging stations you will get in India, but it is not like the Middle East or it is not like the Western countries. So obviously the infrastructure is gradually increasing. So if you are doing the long journey, so you need to plan accordingly before you take this car out. I have seen so many examples where people are taking the car, especially the EV cars, for long tours. See, when you are taking the petrol car out or diesel car out, obviously that time also you are planning that after certain kilometer you will have to fuel it up. I know the frequency of petrol pumps are way greater than the frequency of the charging station. Few people are saying that EV cars are just like a mobile because you cannot rely on the battery. Maybe you need to replace the battery and that will cost around 7 lakh, which is a lot of money. This car is having LFP battery. So this car is having 3,500 charging cycle to 4,000 charging cycle. Let's understand that what is the charging cycle. So suppose if your vehicle is having 0% battery and if you start charging the vehicle from 0% to 100%, so that's called one cycle. So just like this one cycle, you can charge this vehicle up to 3,500 cycle. So it means if you are taking the minimum range and that in per cycle that you will get around a 200 kilometer. So 200 into 3,500 cycles, so it is around 7 lakh. So you can ride this car up to 7 lakh kilometer. Okay, so which is not a bad deal. Now go with the day wise. So as you all know, while I was driving the car, as an Indian we are keeping the car for next 5 to 6 years or more than that. So let's take an example that how many days you can have this car, okay, with you. You are running per day is 100 kilometer is actually too much, but let's take an example of 100 kilometer per day. So every 2 days you need to charge your vehicle. So let's take an example of that 3,500 cycle. So 3,500 cycle into 2, because in 2 days you need to charge your battery. So it is around 7,000 days. So if I'll divide that 7,000 days with 365, so that will be around 19 years plus. So let's take an example of 20 years, or let's take an example of 15 years also. So are we keeping this car for 15 years? Just think about that if you are having a car, are you really driving a car for 15 years or 20 years? I don't think so. These are the mathematical calculations, so directly you cannot rely on that. But yes, if you are keeping this car for at least 5 to 6 years also, that it will also be a good deal as well. But yeah, if I'll tell you about this particular car, Tata Nexon, so first thing what they need to do, they need to change the customer service. Okay, the customer service in Tata is very bad, because I have seen 80% of examples where the Tata customers are not happy with the after sale service. Now the final thing is that, is it really eco-friendly? I don't think so, because I just want to tell you one thing over here, that 80% of Indian electricity is coming from the coal. Obviously you know that how the electricity was generated from coal, and it causes so many pollution. So in other ways you can see that if you are thinking that if you are taking EV vehicle for eco-friendly, then I don't think so. Now second thing I need to tell you, the battery, because the environmental damage what was happened because of battery, it is huge. Okay, even it is more than petrol, diesel as well in near future. So that's another concerning thing for me. So if you are thinking that to take EV cars to make your environment eco-friendly, then I don't think so that EV cars are eco-friendly. Okay, as an Indian, we need to think about a different source of electricity. So definitely then only it will be eco-friendly according to me. Otherwise it is not eco-friendly that as well. So that's all from my end, guys. So I have to take a sweet alvida. So if you like this video, or if this video is adding up value in your life, so please subscribe my channel, that is the Bangalorean Bong, and hit the bell icon so that you will get the earliest notification. And if you would have any other questions about this particular vehicle or any EV vehicle for that matter, so please contact with me in my Instagram page, and that is also the Bangalorean Bong. And also you can contact with me in my Facebook page also, and that is also the Bangalorean Bong. So that's all from my end, guys. So I have to take a sweet alvida. So take care, bye bye, have luck, and drive safe.